Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about the coordinate plane, more specifically finding the horizontal and vertical distance between two coordinates on a coordinate plane. To get us started, here we have an example that says, what is the distance between A, which is at 1, 2, and B, which is at 4, 2? Before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce our coordinate plane here. Remember that our coordinate plane has our x-axis, which is the line that goes from side to side, and then it has our y-axis, which is the line that goes up and down. The x-axis is used to help us identify where our x-coordinate goes, and our y-axis is there to help us identify where our y-coordinate goes. So if we're taking a look at point A, which is at 1, 2, the x-coordinate is 1 and the y-coordinate is 2. So where 1 and 2 meet, so x being 1 and y being 2, is where we plot our point for A. For B, we have 4, 2, so we're going to look at our x-axis for 4 and at our y-axis for 2, and where they meet is where we plot that point. So now here we have A and B, and our question is asking us what is the distance between A and B. So let's go ahead and count our spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3. So this means that the distance between A and B is 3 units because there's 3 spaces in between both coordinates. Here we have our next example, which says, what is the distance between C, which is at -3 and -5, and D, which is at 4, -5? So again, we're going to go ahead and plot these. For C, our x-coordinate is -3 and our y-coordinate is -5. So where they meet is where we plot this point. And then for D, our x-coordinate is 4 and our y-coordinate is -5. So we're going to look on the graph for where they meet so we could go ahead and plot that. So now I have point C and point D on our graph, and we have to figure out the distance between these 2 points. So we're going to go ahead and count how many spaces there are in between. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this means that the distance between C and D is 7 units. Our next example says, what is the distance between E, which is at 4, -1, and F, which is at 4, -5? So we're going to go ahead and start off by plotting. So for E, our x-coordinate is 4 and our y-coordinate is -1. And where they meet is where we're going to go ahead and plot that. Then for F, our x-coordinate is 4 and our y-coordinate is -5, and where they meet is where we're going to plot F. So now we have E and F on our graph, and what we want to do is figure out the distance between these 2 points. So we're going to go ahead and count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the distance between E and F is 4 units. Our next example says, what is the distance between G, which is at -2, 3, and H, which is at -2, -1? So we're going to go ahead and plot. The x-coordinate for G is -2 and the y-coordinate is 3. So we're going to look at our x-axis for -2 and at our y-axis for 3, and where they meet is where we're going to plot that. Same thing for H. Our x-coordinate is -2 and our y-coordinate is -1. And where that x value and y value meet is where we're going to go ahead and plot that point. Now we have G and H plotted on our graph, so we can figure out the distance between these 2 points by counting the spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in between these 2 coordinates. That means that the distance between G and H is 4 units. And that's it.